Namaskaram everyone. Today we come to the last part of the story of Narada and King Prachinabarhis, who was caught in the ritualistic worship and spate of yajnas, never saw the real essence of what it really meant to be free and raise oneself to the next level. Narada, through the story of Puranjana and Puranjani, brought light to King Prachinabarhis' life about what is the real purpose of life and what is the true essence of the Atman. This is Brahma Vidya. We continue from there on, where Narada tells Prachinabarhis that the only way which has helped man to learn about the truth is devotion to Lord Narayana. Narayana is the cause of everything, and he is the refuge of all sufferers. Devotion to Narayana makes the mind detached from the world of objects, and it makes you realize the true nature of the Jivatma, which is not different from the Paramatman. Listening to the stories of the Lord, thinking of Him day and night, are both ways and remedies for the misery of the cycle of samsara, of birth and death. The mind that is devoted to Narayana becomes pure to realize the real essence of the Brahman or the Atman. In the story of Puranjana, he died to become the daughter of Vidarbha in his next birth. He was, however, fortunate to have been born to a good man, and he became the wife of Malayadhwaja Pandya, who was a devotee of Narayana. A daughter and 7 sons were born to them. The daughter was Asha, a desire to listen to the stories of the Lord. The 7 sons of Puranjana were Shravana, Kirtana, Smarana, Padasevana, Archana, Vandana and Dasya. The association with a devotee of Narayana will make you adopt the 7 ways of worshipping him. When there is a desire to listen to the stories of the Lord, then you get the other ways of worshipping him too. You begin with Shravana by listening to the stories of the Lord. After that, Kirtana, reciting them or repeating them incessantly. Smarana is then remembering them by the repetition of them in your mind. Padasevana is devotion to the Lord, a surrender at His feet. Archana is worshipping Him. Vandana is praying to Him, and Dasya is to become a slave to Him and only Him. When one is engaged in these, the mind breaks away from the bondage of karma, and in a short while the Jivatma will realize its true nature and become one with the Paramatma. Thus Puranjana became one with Avijñāta. I will illustrate the lesson with another example. Consider a deer wandering in the garden. It has found a mate, and the garden is full of green grass on which it can live for its entire lifetime. The flowers growing there and the gentle breeze wafting across the garden make the deer so happy that he thinks there is nothing which can ever spoil his bliss and his contented life there. But all the while, the dread wolf, which is bent on eating it up, is standing there in front of it. In its preoccupation with its mate, and the beauty of the garden, the heavenly taste of the grass, and the wonderful breeze which is flowing across the garden, the poor deer does not see the wolf, nor is it aware of a hunter who is even now aiming his dread arrows at it from behind. Man's life on earth is even like that of the unfortunate careless deer. The pleasures of the world are as transitory as the scent of the flowers in the garden. Man and woman wander around in this little garden in search of the fleeting pleasures found in the company of each other. All the while, time in the form of a wolf is waiting there, in front of him, and he does not notice it. Behind him is death with 1,000 diseases in the form of arrows. He sends the stories one by one, and yet man does not understand the message and does not heed the warning. He seems to be too busy in enjoying his life and worrying about his everyday needs. However, Kala does not wait. Jara, diseases, do not wait. Youth fleets. The joys of yesteryears become the sorrows and the seeds of pain of tomorrow. Narada paused for a while. He then said, I told you the mythical story of Puranjana because I wanted you to realize that karmakanda, action just for serving one's own purpose, leads you nowhere near the absolute truth. You are superior to the ordinary human beings who think they can reach the heavens by performing yajnas, O king. The karmas you have been performing will only give you the things of this world, which are bound to go away and die in the course of time, and therefore you should not get involved in them. You should strive for something higher. Pleasing the Lord and trying to reach Him are the only things a man should do. Bhakti is a great purifier. Sat Sangha, the company of sadhus, will develop in you a love for the Bhakti and the Lord's stories. Prabhu Katha. When you pursue the 7 paths, Shravana, Kirtana, Smarana, Padasevana, Archana, Vandana and Dasya, you will reach the last stage, which is Atma Samarpana, surrender. When the ego is completely surrendered, there is liberation. One who is ever thinking on the Lord will never be troubled by the objects of the world. Pain will not hurt him, nor will he be elated when pleasure comes his way. He will achieve evenness of mind, and that is very near the Brahmi state. Samatva Buddhi, evenness of mind. Jivatma and the Paramatma will then merge into each other, and there will be no more births and deaths. So forget this path which you have been pursuing of karma and action and thoughtless karmakanda, thoughtless action and pursuit of the material objects of the world, and devote the rest of your life to the meditation on the Lord. For a long time there was silence in the royal hall. The king had tears in his eyes and he said, "Indeed, my lord, in your infinite kindness, Karuna, you came to me and showed me the one and only path which has led to salvation. It is evident that my gurus either do not know this truth or they did not think of initiating me, telling me, guiding me into this wonderful secret. I have tried to follow very carefully what you have had the grace to teach me, and with your blessings, may I reach the feet of the Lord by the 7 pathways of approach that you have enlightened me on. Please bless me." Narada was very pleased that the king was enlightened, and after blessing him, he went back to his Siddhaloka. King Prachinabarhis renounced his karmas. He renounced his kingdom, and his mind was dwelling day and night on the feet of the Lord, using the 7 pathways. He became sthita in the final stage of Atma Samarpana, where the ego is completely surrendered. There is liberation. And not long afterwards, he thus reached the lotus feet of Narayana. This story enumerates the various and important pathways to develop bhakti in one's life. If one is very logical and intellectual, one must consciously take to these 7 pathways to be able to rest in the state of Atma Samarpana, wherein one realizes that the Jivatma and the Paramatma are not different but one and the same. However, if one gets caught in these pathways as their end by themselves, then it becomes a matter of ego pursuit rather than real surrender and bhakti. Hari Om.